Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome to a breaking news episode for you guys this evening. And that is that Liverpool have agreed to sign a very, very interesting player. I will say, at least, in, of course, Luis Díaz from Porto, the Colombian international. It is now agreed, according to reports. It is a deal that came out of the blue, but we are happy for it. It is a transfer in January, and I am joined by Doug from the Dugout Football Channel. Doug, how are you doing, mate? And what's your thoughts, Ruben? About the signing?
Well, firstly, thank you for having me. I am gassed, excited. It, funnily enough, I was saying this off air. I'm pretty sure I said in one of the Friday shows that we obviously do. Obviously, there isn't one tonight. Obviously, no football to talk about. But I said this was happening. I could see this happening from a mile off. I don't know what it was, but I could just see this happening. Maybe in the summer, but maybe not. Maybe not in January. But I am just so happy about this. And this happened throughout the early hours of the morning. It happened when I was asleep. So I basically wake up at 7 o'clock with a notification. It says Liverpool would to finalise 60 million euros deal for Luis Diaz. I was like, eh? So I clicked on it and my face was like, "You beauty." Honestly, and the funniest thing with hijacked Spurs again, Antonio Conte must be thinking, "What the hell have I gone to Spurs for?"
Yeah, I would agree with that. To be fair, mate. Of course, I woke up at 5 o'clock and just decided to look on Twitter, and there it was. Of course, and look, we'll get straight into the tweets. Of course, Paul Joyce coming in, the most reliable, I would say. If he tweets something out that's a bit iffy, he is indeed the man to go for. But he did say Liverpool are looking to finalise a £37.5 million deal to sign Luis Diaz after hijacking Tottenham Hotspur's interest in the Porto winger. And look, guys, I will get to your comments. Please leave them in the comment section down below, because, well, let's be honest, Liverpool in January, unless it's someone that we know, and this has been stated multiple times, unless they are a summer transfer that Liverpool can get now because of certain reasons, like this, for example, Spurs were very highly going after Luis Diaz. It looked like that deal would happen, and now Liverpool have come in straight away and activated, exactly what Spurs did, and I've just gone out there and signed him. But Doug, were you first of all like? I say surprised. I think all of us was surprised. I think all of us has been looking at wingers since the summer. Was Luis Diaz on the top of your list? I know a couple of people have said Jared Bowen and Rafinha. I've said Rafinha. Would Lucas Diaz be on top of your list?
I think the first sort of thing interest from me was when we played them in November, and he honestly that night I know we won 2-0, but the pace he had, I think the thing is with this deal. I think the Marco Grujic deal with Porto has helped a lot in this
Yeah.
move. And for me, yeah, he was at the top of my list because, we've never had a Colombian play for Liverpool before, from memory anyway. But this guy looks the ticket. He's 25 years old, just turned 25 as well. It looks like a 5.5 year contract that's been put on the table for him. That means we're getting him in the prime of his years, which is amazing. And my goodness me, Salah, Mane, Bobby, Jota, Diaz. What a front force that is.
It's not bad, is it? It could be worse. Could be worse. But yeah, it's unbelievable, and I know I like watching other people's streams, watching yours earlier. Everyone is hyped about this,
Yeah.
and it's the fact that Liverpool. And one things I will say, right here, right now, this isn't a Michael Edwards deal. It might seem like it, but it is not. It is a Julian Ward deal, which I think is absolutely fantastic. The fact that he is, taken the reins on this and just done, what we know Michael Edwards has done over the last few years. And I can safely say Liverpool are in good hands going forward with Julian Ward. Would you also agree with that, Doug?
100%. It's like a father basically telling to your son, just go for it, go for it,
Yeah,
or I'm proud of you. So basically, Michael Edwards is the father, Julian Ward is the son, and it's just like father like son. Look, we're in safe hands with Julian Ward. I would have to say we really, really are. What a way to announce yourself to Liverpool supporters by being the one that actually does this. Yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. And I mean, 37.5 million plus 12.5 million in add-ons. Like that's lower than Porto wanted as well. It's just incredible. But his heart was on Liverpool. He wanted Liverpool. He didn't
yeah,
want to go anywhere else. He wanted Liverpool, and that just says a lot about Luis Diaz in that he wants to go to one of the biggest clubs in the world. And you know, I'm just excited. And now the question I suppose is, what number does he get? I was looking at the numbers earlier. I mean, Gruitch was 16. Could Diaz be 16?
I think number 19 screams winger
19.
for some reason. I don't know
Hmm.
why. But yeah, following up to what Doug did say, Neil Jones did also come out and said fee for Luis Diaz to Liverpool would be 45 million euros plus 50 million add-ons rents, and then of course goes on then to specify. But it is pretty much a done deal now. Reports in Portugal has said that it is done apart from medical, which of course is, I think a lot of people have like gone onto Twitter to go, well, when's the medical getting done? Well, supposedly Liverpool have flown medical staff out to Argentina because, of course, Colombia play
Yeah.
Argentina over the weekend. Now, tonight, they play Peru. I believe it's
Hmm.
4 hours from now they play Peru at 9 o'clock UK time. Hopefully, he does play. Hopefully, he stays fit and that and nothing goes wrong there. But I doubt that they will risk him because of such a big transfer then I would say with that
Yeah.
anyway. But guys, let me know your comments, please. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts. Luca is in saying Liverpool sign him. It's practically done, I think. How are you doing, guys? Says Mark. Doing fantastic. Carries in saying Connor and Frank delight sod Spurs. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Chris is in saying evening. Lads, Mark with Doug's link there. Yeah, please go and subscribe to Doug if you haven't already. Diaz is a left-sided player, left wing or left mid. I see him putting a lot of pressure on Mane. Now, I was going to save that. Well, we'll save the conversation for a little bit more into the stream. But let's read a few more of your comments. Anyway, Mark says can't wait to get it done. Great looking player. Jack is in saying what a signing, Reds. It's an unbelievable signing. I'm not going to lie. Good signing to kick Mane up the backside. Our forward depth now up there, if not better than City's forwards depth. It's a big shout. It's a big shout. And look, it does rely on fitness as well, to be fair. At the minute, as things stand, everyone is fit for Liverpool after the international break. So the title challenge, the Champions League challenge, everything is on now anyway. Mark saying yeah to Jack anyway. And Chris saying, yeah, I woke up at 9 a.m. and I saw tweets from Paul Joyce. Then I said, that's a fake account. And others was saying, yeah, exactly. You always have to check. You always have to check that it is the correct one. But Doug, I've seen a lot of people saying this is a Sadio Mane replacement. In my opinion, I think long term it is. I think short term though, I think it's just to add to that, amazing attacking lineup at the moment. You already said all the names. I know that many people will also agree with that, but I think that for me, Diaz comes in and he'll look impressive under Jurgen Klopp, but
Yeah.
as we've seen, it takes time for Jurgen Klopp to teach people. Look at, Costa Simicas, it took him a year. Robbo took half a year. Fabinho, half a year. Diaz, it might take him a bit longer just to adapt to Premier League football. Would you also agree with that, or do you think he comes straight in and plays, against the likes of Cardiff then in the FA Cup?
Yeah, I think I said this earlier. I could potentially see him play against Cardiff, and then maybe be like on the bench against Leicester as well. But yeah, I think it will take him time to adapt. But what an exciting player he looks! He's had a phenomenal career with Porto as well. I think it's something, was it 44 goals and I think it's 89 appearances or something. He's got a very, very good record there as well. Um, I'm excited. I am very, very excited. And if his debut is against Cardiff, then so be it. I just want to see him play, and Liverpool fans are going to absolutely enjoy him. And from watching some of the clips that were posted on sort of Twitter earlier, he is lethal with a football. I mean, he can curl one that can just go straight arrowing into the top corner. If he can do that, we're in for a one hell of a ride, you'd have to say.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you on that anyway. And to be fair, about an hour ago, David Lynch, the last thing to look on Twitter anyway, as of now, and if I'm recording this, anyway, saying a deal between Liverpool and Porto for Luis Diaz is fully agreed. And then, of course, he's changed it into English, from euros to pounds, 37.5 million plus 12.5 million in add-ons. Getting a medical done now, the main obstacle to the transfer being completed, will take place in Argentina this weekend, as reported elsewhere. Now, Doug, the interesting part about that is reportedly, anyway, from other people, it's meant to be around 10 million in easy add-ons, and then the rest in hard add-ons, which I thought was surprising. To be fair, like what's easy and what's hard? Are they saying like what 10 league goals you get an extra 10 mil or something like that, or something like that? It would be interesting to know it anyway. But in terms of price tag, it puts him up there. I think he now becomes the fourth all-time top transfer for Liverpool. I think he's gone over Christian Benteke, and I think he's just behind Naby Keita, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, but do you think this screams Jota signing? Because I think it does, and I think it's got the surprise factor even more so than Fabinho. I think because it is January, it's right at the end of the window, and it's such an important signing going forward.
Yeah, I think you could quite clearly see that. I think also you would have to look at it as well that nobody expected this. I know that Liverpool have been tracking, Diaz for 2 years and all this, but the fact that we've actually gone and signed, well, obviously it's all been done, medical and all that to be confirmed, but I think this kind of beats the Fabinho deal because nobody saw it coming. Like Fabinho was one of those moves where it was like announced at 8 o'clock that we'd agreed a fee, and then at 9 o'clock he's like pictured in the Liverpool kit. Obviously that can't happen because obviously I know Diaz is in Colombia as well. But funnily enough, one of his tweets actually struck me as saying something's happening here. I think it was his latest tweet that he said. I think he was focusing on Colombia, but one of the interesting things for me, he had a football in his tweet, and I was thinking, okay, something's clearly happening here. And then obviously you look at it as well, but it just goes to show that you trust basically the journalists who were working on this, like the outside journalists, not the English journalists and all this. They knew more. The Pipe Shearer, I think that's his name. He knew all about it. He knew that this deal was happening. I think Liverpool had started to show an interest in November. And he actually said, "Watch this space. Liverpool are going to sign Diaz this month." And look, lo and behold, what's happened. But the fact that he wants to come to Liverpool just makes me say this is going to be one hell of a signing. And the thing for me is we're getting a player for 50 million when Spurs could have easily been quoted about 65 million. The fact that we're getting him for 50 million, I just think is fantastic business. And yeah, as you can tell, I'm very, very excited about this transfer.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. And look, I absolutely agree with the fact that, Liverpool managed to get a £64 million release clause that Porto, I think back in the summer, were very like, look, we're not going to sell him unless it's the release clause. And then Liverpool have just come in and just completely destroyed that and gone, nope, this is how much we're paying. Again, a very Michael Edwards signing, and this is why I think Julian Ward deserves a lot of praise for this.
Oh, 100%.
Because look, this is technically his first big signing, and he's done a phenomenal job, which I think Liverpool are in a very good hands going forward. Anyway, I'm glad you did mention is this it is Sari, isn't it? The Portuguese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pipe Shearer, I think his name is.
Yeah, Shearer. Apologies if we do butcher his name anyway, or if I butcher his name. But this was a tweet that he did put out yesterday concerning Spurs. We quickly translate it. To be fair, that would make a lot more sense. Saying, delegations between Porto and Tottenham continue to advance for the big transfer of Luis Diaz. However, there is another big, it should say huge, team from the Premier League that could launch an offer soon. The Colombian will decide on his future in the there's other Colombian national team. Now, this was the start of it yesterday, and the fact that it's changed from that, which was around, I believe it was like mid-afternoon here anyway. Yeah, it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and in the space of what 12 hours, 14 hours, it's gone completely on its head, and Liverpool have just come in, stormed out, and grabbed the player, which I absolutely love. To be fair, but guys, keep your comments coming in, please. Share out the stream as well. I should have said this before we did start. There is a link in the video description down below if anyone would like to join, then please feel free to. Going to be doing that more often. We did it for, I believe, the post match against Palace. So if you guys want to come on and join, have your say about, I keep on saying Ruben Diaz because we've been so used to it. Luis Diaz, anyway. I've messed it up twice today when I was like talking to someone about it. But yeah, Luis Diaz. If you guys want to come on, have a chat about him, have your thoughts, then please come on and have your say. Anyway, but let's get into the comments. Conte, it must be. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Hope it's quick and easy deal, says Mark Johnson, saying, "Hey guys, hope you're both well."
Hey, John.
What a signing for the Reds. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant, mate. How are you, John, as well? They're having a conversation anyway. Klopp knew all along. Anyone else seen the video? Doug, have you seen the video of him? Yeah, I absolutely love that. Absolutely loved it indeed. All good, Mark, as well. What else do we have? Anyway, Cardiff would be a great game for him to start in. Yeah, it would, to be fair, getting that early experience. The cop will love him when one can hear the song now. That will be interesting, of course, with the song. The best thing about it is that he has Luis and Fernando in his name. So a lot of people are comparing him to Fernando Torres, and of course, Luis Suarez. Hopefully, he's a better. He doesn't go, biting people in compared to the other South American that we did have. But I think we had to act to get him. Yeah, we did. 1000%. We had to act now because, of course, Spurs would have signed him. And then we would have been looking at plan B, plan C. Reports are saying that he was meant to be the first choice in the summer. So it's a no-brainer. You go out, you sign him right now and get that deal done anyway. But if we take a quick look then at, of course, I've got a few tabs open with a few stats. Anyway, if we take a quick look at SofaScore and look at his heat map anyway, so far, of course, that this is for Colombia in the Copa America anyway. 12 starts, 2 goals, I believe. No assist yet. That's it. But you can see just off the map, he dominates that left hand side, and he
Yeah.
does so in in the Champions League. If we quickly go and check, in the Champions League, dominates that left hand side. Only a few touches in the box in the Champions League, but if we go and check the Portuguese league, where look at the heat map there, dominantly on that left hand side in the penalty area, and a bit on the right, but just mainly on that left hand side, which I can just imagine him doing that. If Doug, you remember that City goal that he scored, where he
Oh
just
yes, yeah.
right on the left hand side, cut it all inside, and just scored a beautiful goal. And it's I know we have Mane, and I know Mane was from the right hand side, gone over to the left, since Mo's come in. Jota as well. He plays on the left. I prefer him in the number 9 role personally.
Mm.
He, you know, Diaz. He is an out and out winger, isn't he? He isn't someone that's like, he can be versatile, I think, but looking at his games and looking at his stats and that, you would suggest that he is an out and out left winger instead of being that can play everywhere. Then
Yeah, I think the one thing you can say is that he's versatile. So you can play anywhere in the front three, but I think his main position is probably left wing, for sure. I mean, there was one goal he scored for Porto where he just cuts in and he just curls a shot, like arrows it into the top corner. So if we get that, then we've got one special player on our hands. But I'm just very very excited about his pace. I think we've been kind of needing pace on that front line. And look, I think we needed fresh investment. That's one thing we've needed. We've definitely needed fresh investment. So yeah, I'm just very very happy about this, and the way it's sort of happened so quickly as well. It's been, yeah, obviously there's interest. The bid's gone in, it's been accepted, and now like booking a medical in Argentina. Clearly, they know what they're doing, and you have to think now that Diaz coming in. Does that mean players going out? Now, for me, it probably does, but which players? You don't know. I would guess Nat Phillips is probably one of them, but
yeah.
then it's probably then you've got a decision of over Minamino or Origi. Now, I like both of them. I think they've been excellent for Liverpool, but there's going to be a time where they're going to have to move on, and maybe this is their time.
Well, we will get on to that conversation in a little bit, for now anyway. But this is, who scored. I think who scored is actually quite good, in terms of it anyway. But as you can see, this season anyway in the league, well, Liga NOS, 18 appearances, 14 goals, 4 assists, with an average of 7.9. Of course, in all competitions, including the Copa America and the Champions League. 29 appearances, 19 goals, 4 assists. It's very very impressive.
Mm,
And as you can see, the majority of the games, playing as a left forward, which we like to see. Of course, Sadio Mane's position, passing, dribbling, finishing, as very strong in his strengths. And then, of course, aerial duels, holding the ball, and key passes being strong. The only weakness, defensive contribution, which of course Jurgen Klopp will have to work on, because of course we do obviously defend from the front. So it will be telling then, and that will be the hard point. And like we said, it's going to take time for him to learn that. Probably a few weeks, few months potentially. So
yeah.
time will tell with that anyway. But moving on then to Doug, what you did say about, of course, players leaving. Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section, down below. Of course, the news, with the forward coming in, it then does leave the option. Minamino or Origi to leave this window. Now, of course, this was meant to be done yesterday. The show, and the rumours were anyway that Liverpool had rejected offers or askings then of Minamino from Leeds and Monaco, which I think Monaco is a very special, like Monaco
Mm-hmm.
used to be that club where you go, okay, I could see that, but now not so much. But Leeds as well going in for Minamino, which I think is
Mm.
interesting. Could you see who? First of all, who do you think would leave out of the two? Because I think more so it would be Minamino personally, because I think Klopp just loves
Mm.
Divock. But I think it's like I think it's a bit harsh because of the Carabao Cup. I don't know why in my head it's like harsh, but it's needed then. But the one thing I will
Yeah.
say is with the squad at the minute, I've seen a couple of people asking, because can we sign Luis Diaz straight away because of the international spots in the squad? Yes, we can, because we sold Chiran Shaqiri in the summer, which allowed to have one slot left as international players. But of course, we don't ever do that as Liverpool Football Club. We like to leave like one or two spaces there, I think. But out of the two, Doug, who do you see going, and where do you think they would go as well? Because I know Divock and West Ham have been linked with as well.
Yeah. I don't want either of them to go because I think they've still got a part to play this season. Especially, I think more Minamino will probably leave. I feel sorry for Minamino. He's had time at Liverpool where he came in at a time when COVID hit, um, won the league with us, and didn't really feel part of the group as much as well. But this season in particular, Arsenal aside, he's been fantastic. Like he's the top scorer in the Carabao Cup this season. Probably going to get that. I don't think there's anybody else who comes near him. Maybe Origi in that effect, but I think if Minamino was to leave, I don't think it would be for Leeds. I don't think he would want to be going to another Premier League club. I've got a funny feeling Leipzig might come in for him. Don't ask me why, but it's just I just think it's the I think Kanate might be speaking to Leipzig as we speak, maybe to try and maybe get Leipzig to maybe go for Taki. You don't know, but I think the out of the two that are probably going to be likely to go on, I think Minamino will probably leave more than Origi.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the majority of the chat also agrees. Anyway, and of course, as Gary says here, Phillips and Williams, one will go. Yeah, it is reported that both Liverpool would allow both to speak to leave, but it does look like
Mm,
it would just be one. At the minute, there's no real rumours or gossip about both. I think Burnley and Newcastle are getting talked about with Nat Phillips and Neco Williams. I know Cardiff's been interested, and Swansea, but
yeah,
again, I think that might just be the Welsh link. To be honest, I don't think there's much there. I don't think Cardiff can afford him, and I don't think Swansea can afford him neither. At the
no.
minute,
I wonder maybe Blackburn. Blackburn maybe. I think maybe
maybe.
Blackburn for maybe on loan, but Nat. I mean, Watford had a bid for was it 7 million rejected
Yeah.
um in this window already. Is Nat the kind of player that thrives upon a relegation battle? I'm not so sure, to tell you the truth. I honestly don't see Nat Phillips going to a relegation threatened club. I think it's going to be more a West Ham. Maybe there's even clubs in Germany been interested in him. Stuttgart want him back, which doesn't surprise me. Mönchengladbach want him. So there is a lot of interest in that Phillips, and it remains to be seen where he will go. But I just don't see him going to a Premier League club. For me, I think he's probably more abroad. Neco Williams. I mean,
Southampton, I see all over that.
I've seen that as well, but that would make sense because they've got Livramento, they've got Kyle Walker-Peters. Like I, I honestly don't, I honestly don't see that being one to look at. And I think Reece Williams has been wanted by a lot of Championship clubs as well. So,
Hmm.
but we don't want to fall into the same mistake that we did last season.
I
But
think I think to be fair, I think Liverpool have come out and said that Reece Williams won't be going back out on loan this season.
mm,
So and he's definitely not getting sold. Um, I don't know. I hope
good.
so. I hope so. Anyway, I hope he doesn't go. But yeah, time will tell. I think that with Nat, I think West Ham or Burnley. I just don't know why I can just. It's probably because I can just imagine Sean Dyche as loving Nat Phillips, um, because of Burnley. But I think that it's like Jurgen said, they're going to look for the correct move. And I think that's the
Mm,
right decision to do because, look, Nat Phillips last season, we wouldn't be speaking about Champions League footy at the minute if it wasn't for him.
yeah.
Same with the likes of Minamino, Carabao Cup. He's practically, for me, if it was sooner, if the transfer window was open next month as well, I'd love him to play and then look at selling him. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but for me, I think I agree with you, and I think chat as well. I think most likely Minamino will go anyway. But keep your comments coming in, guys, please. Like I said, please share out the stream as well. Andrew's in saying absolutely incredible signing. I'm excited. Him, Salah, Mane, Jota, and Firmino will do some serious damage to clubs. Rumble tomorrow night. It's a great week for us. Hopefully, one more signing after Diaz. Well, I have hoped that Liverpool would go after Fabio Cavallero. That is now off. Marco Silva has said they're not going to be selling him at all for the rest of January. So it does look like he will leave on a free in the summer, which I think, of course, is terrible for Liverpool because more and more clubs now will be interested in him. But if apparently he wants to join Liverpool, so hopefully that is true anyway. Guaranteed Diaz will score against City again, and also he will win us the League Cup and the UCL, and with some hope the Prem. That's the hopeful end game of everything. To be fair, Jack says Mini will leave for me or even original if a big offer. I think that was meant to be a Riki. If a big offer comes in,
Original.
I think did it say original, right? Yeah, original.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's meant to be a Riki. I think Mini has more to offer, says Mark. Wouldn't like to lose either. Same. It's so harsh because I think both should play in the final of the Carabao Cup.
Hmm.
I just think they
Yeah,
should. But to be
I
fair, I
think
don't.
so as well.
To be fair, I think apart from Kelleher, I think Liverpool are just going to name a full 11, which could include Diaz, of course. He could
Hmm.
be on the wing. But yeah, I think it is a shame. Bowen could fit Liverpool's style. I don't think Jared Bowen's going to be anywhere near Liverpool now.
Nope, I don't either.
I think forwards we're done. We're done with now. I would have liked Rafinha myself. I'm not going to lie, but I am more than happy with Ruben. I keep on saying Ruben Diaz. Luis Diaz. Apologies for that. It's because for some reason I just got it in my head because we've spoken about him so much over the last year, and yeah,
Mm,
so I do apologize if I do
good
say Ruben.
shout. What
Good
was that
show.
over?
Probably with Mini and probably
Oh,
with
Phillips.
yeah, Phillips.
Phillips, maybe.
Load into Villa, says Mark. Yeah, Villa. I didn't think about Villa. To be fair, Villa are doing really, really good in the transfer
Like
market.
Callum Chambers. What did anyone see that coming? Like it's another Danny Ings kind of deal, isn't it?
Hmm Brighton for Phillips if Burn leave. Yeah, because Burn is.
Oh, I would. To be fair, that I wouldn't mind Brighton. Brighton are actually playing very, very well. So I wouldn't mind him going there.
Chris says Neco Williams to Cardiff or Swansea, but depends on the fee. I think Liverpool are looking at around £10 million. But again, I think that Liverpool would much prefer to get rid of him now.
Mm,
I know that would leave us so weak at right back cover. But honestly, I think Jurgen would consider putting, Milner and even Fabinho there, even though I much prefer Fabinho as a DM. I want him to stay there no matter what. But I think Klopp would think
Yeah.
that anyway. And plus, we've got Joe Gomez as well. So Joe Gomez can be back up right back as well. To be fair, I would keep Origi till the summer or beyond. He has a knack of coming on at crucial moments and sticking the ball in the back of the net. Superb, super sub for me. Yeah, absolutely. Tillemans would boost the midfield. He would, but for me, I would like, of course, the one and only Jude Bellingham. I think if Liverpool were to get Jude Bellingham, it would be magnifique. It would be perfect. It would be absolutely perfect. But Doug, it's at the minute I don't think there's any other anything else out there confirming Luis Diaz anyway. But what would be realistic for him this season then for Liverpool in terms of contributing towards a League Cup, a Champions League, something like that? What do you think? Do you think probably get 5 goals, 10 goals from now until the end of the season, or do you think just like see what he does in the first half, from now until the end of the season, and then we'll go again then in the summer?
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think I think 5 to 10 goals would be great. A couple of assists in there would be excellent. Just to sort of try and get into the first team. I think he might have to sort of bide his time because Manny Jota Salah, Manny Bobby Salah has always been like our front three, as well. But I actually think that Luis Diaz 5 to 10 goals. Maybe a goal, like yeah. If he scores in the Carabao Cup final, then he'll obviously be a hero already. Um, and you know what? The best thing about it, he's not cup tied for the Champions League, which is amazing. So that's another player to add to the Champions League roster as well. I think we're in for an exciting end to the current season, and obviously we hope that City drop more points, which would be fantastic. But it's a marathon, not a sprint, as they say, and you're on a roller coaster and you're ready for the ride, and there'll be twists and turns and elsewhere as well. I think they've got an exciting end to the season coming up, and I think he'll definitely play his part.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree, and yeah, completely forgot to mention that the Champions League stuff. Yep, he is completely free to play for Liverpool, as Doug said, and it is brilliant because I think this season especially, as fans, we've looked at it going, okay, we'll go by it like 2 games, and then sometimes it's been even three games a week where we look at it and go, oh, how can Liverpool squad, cope with that? But
Yeah.
you think about it, Liverpool now, we've gone through what we thought would be our roughest period of the season in
Hmm.
being, of course, AFCON and injuries, and it took we didn't lose, but we haven't lost in January. I don't think it's we go into February, the Cardiff game, hopefully we'll progress well in that. And then, of course, Leicester at Anfield, which I think everyone's going to be up, especially what happened at Leicester, them beating us by 1 goal to nil. And, you know,
Yeah.
we should have realistically done better then. Do you think that there's a chance if Diaz does sign? Do you think there is a chance he could start or have a part to play against Leicester, or do you think that you'll just be, like we have discussed, be brought in slowly then?
I think he could be brought in slowly, but if he makes a good impact against Cardiff, whether that be, starting or on the bench, I think you could potentially see him start against Leicester. Um, Give him a home debut. The last time we played Leicester at home, I don't think they had fans there. So that'll be a big, big plus having fans there as well. And if I'm being honest, like no disrespect to Leicester City, but their their record against us, albeit, they lost in the Carabao Cup and, they beat us as well, but they're not great. They're not a great side this season, and Rodgers is a big factor. There's a lot of rumours apparently about him potentially losing his job, and to be honest, doesn't surprise me. No, because Rodgers the bottler is what people call him to be. So I actually think it's quite a good game for him to start against Leicester, and then Burnley. I mean, Burnley away is always tricky anyway, but you just need that bit of class, bit of nous to try and just pick out something, and I think that's what we'll need against Burnley and Leicester. Who knows? Because if we get set pieces, I would expect us to score one or two because their defender from set pieces is atrocious.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you on that. And look, if Anthony is watching, Leicester shit. No, I'm kidding. But I know that Anthony would give us a load of crap if they did beat us again at there. But look, I think you look at it. I don't think Leicester. Look, we could have battered them that day, and we didn't take our own chances. To be fair, in my opinion, anyway. But if we quickly show you, we've got the transfer market. We will get to your comments, guys. I can see a few of you commenting. Please keep your comments coming. Very much appreciate everyone that is in the chat, in the stream. But if we take a quick look at the transfer market page for Luis Díaz, anyway, of course, 18 appearances, 14 goals, and 5 assists in, of course, Liga NOS this season, like we've already discussed. Current transfer value, 36 million, which is pretty nailed on. In that, I know it's pretty much, just a figure, just to evaluate him. But you look at it, but the current rumours, Liverpool 93% of a transfer there, which, is pretty much true. And I love the fact that Spurs is down. To be fair, but you look at it, as we already discussed, 28 games, it says 16 goals there because it is included in Copa America. But, you look at the minutes per goal per, ratio, 142 minutes every single, goal or assist, which I think Mose is under 100. I think Mose is something crazy. Like, I think he's like, 89 minutes per goal and assist or something like that. But it's still, I know many people will go, it's the Portuguese league, it's an easy league, which you do have to take into consideration. I've seen a lot of people going, oh, look, Mane's only got this amount of goals, Luis Diaz has got this amount of goals. You have to take into consideration it is the Portuguese league. And that, but of course, is individual stats. If you look more in depth, I know Owen from the Cop On podcast will be having a field day looking at all the stats as he does. But look, I think that Doug, do you see this as a Mane replacement in, like, Mane will be sold in the summer, or do you think he'll be, he'll learn off Mane for a year and then Mane won't get a contract extension? Because I think David Maddox did say that Mane is on the list to get a contract. It is Bobby that's the one that looks to be in trouble in terms of that. But it's one of these things where I think it depends on how he does as well, Diaz, to be fair. Whether or not, if he does kick on and then goes and then shows Jurgen, look, I'm here to, do what I can do, or whether or not Mane will, be there or abouts. But what's your thoughts anyway? Do you think that he will go or not?
I don't think he'll go. I think it's more competition for places. You look at City's bench, and I think they've got a very, very good bench. It's just all about us getting a very, very good bench now. And if Diaz does come, then you've obviously got like Bobby, Bobby Henderson. Like, we need strength and depth. We need places for competition as well. Competition for places is absolutely key. So no, I don't think it's a Mane replacement at all. I think it will probably be someone to just sort of get Mane a kick up the backside, because I think that's what he needs. I think Mane needs a kick up the backside. It'll just be competition for places. And look, I think Sadio, we all know he's a bit of a smiler. So I'm looking forward to Mane being able to just get him in, just let him learn from Sadio. So no, I think Sadio will still be here 2-3 years down the line.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you on that. To be fair, guys, please leave your comments in the comment section down below. Mark says, can't wait till Harvey Elliott is back. Data's in saying, I think we can catch City. Will be difficult, but can be done. Mark says, we need to win our games. I can see City messing up. Data says, yeah, me too. Jeannie's in as well. So hello, Jeannie, saying, evening all, let's go. Mark says he's Porto's top scorer. Yep, he is.
Yeah.
I believe. And she says, I keep telling you people, Spurs are here for their comedy value. Well, to be fair, look, they've missed out on 2 transfers in the last 2 days to Barcelona and Liverpool, which I think tells you, even though Barcelona are in their troubles, people value Barcelona higher.
I never thought I would say in 2022 that Martin Braithwaite and Adama Traore, who were in the Middlesbrough team, I think in the 2012-2013 season, are now in the same Barcelona side 10 years on. It's mental.
Football. Barcelona for you. But
yeah.
But before we do go, Doug, because I want to end this on an hour. And thank you everyone that is in the chat and as well. I do very much appreciate it. People, as Data and Marcus said, of course, the ultimate dream for us would be to catch up to City and go and win the Premier League. Now, if we beat Leeds, it takes us to 6 points?
6 points, yeah.
We also play Man City. If we beat them, it's 3 points. 3 points is very easily dropped in the Premier League.
Yes.
With Díaz coming in, and as you spoke about, the levels now of the forward line has gone up again. Jota, Bobby, Mane, Mo, and now Díaz as well. Can Liverpool go on and challenge for the league? Can Liverpool, push City all the way?
I think we can. Let me just see who Man City have got. I know they've got 2 easy games coming up. I think they're against Brentford and and Norwich. But then again, you would have said that quite a wee while ago. But so they've got Fulham in the FA Cup. They've got Brentford at home on the Wednesday. They've got Norwich away. That's a Saturday tea time game. And then they've got Sporting away, Manchester City, Tottenham at home, Everton away, Manchester United at home, Sporting at home, Crystal Palace away. Crystal Palace gave us a hard game. Brighton away, Brighton at home, Burnley away. Then it's us. They go to Wolves, and then it seems to be Watford, Leeds, Newcastle, West Ham, and Aston Villa. So looking at that wee run-in, that's not easy. Going from Norwich to Sporting to Tottenham, that's not easy at all.
I think that middle period will be the telling point where they've got between Spurs and us.
100%.
Because again, Wolves as well. I think are they away to Wolves?
They're away to Wolves, yeah.
Yeah, that's a difficult. Look at us. We had to rely on a Divock Origi goal to win.
And it was never a penalty for City against Wolves either. So
yeah, no, it wasn't. So it's interesting. There's loads of games where City could easily slip up. And again, I do put that point out where look at the last time Liverpool were properly on City, and everyone can go back to but they beat us by 1 point in 18-19 and that. But look at the year where Liverpool and City were at it. And City had they had one bad injury with Laporte. I'm sorry, that's no excuse. They had centre backs, they had John Stones, they had other players there. Look at the last time Liverpool we took advantage and we went on to an unbelievable run and won the Premier League. If City slip up once, I can imagine this Liverpool side and Jurgen just breathing down City's necks, and it's a lot.
Yep.
It's a lot harder to defend, a lead than to attack it because you've got nothing to lose when you're going towards it. And I think Jurgen will be telling the boys that, look, we've got nothing to lose here. City have everything to lose because realistically, guys, I know Liverpool are about to sign, Luis Díaz for 50 mil or whatever it is. Liverpool should be nowhere near Manchester City. We shouldn't. No one should.
No.
And the fact that Jurgen Klopp is managing to do it is unbelievable. I'll always stress that out as well. But guys, let us know. I know that data is saying Gerrard will win us the league by beating City. Yes, of course, because Villa do play City on the last day. That would be brilliant. To be fair, we still have to play Gerrard too. Yes, we do. We still have to go to Villa Park and play Stevie G. I feel we have the better run. Yeah, I would agree. I think we've got our hard games out of the way. Then I would say.
Yeah. I think like the only hard game coming up is Man United. I think at
is that a hard game?
at Anfield, and then I think we've got Tottenham coming up as well. I think middle of March, and also we've got West Ham starting March as well.
So very, very tough games, indeed. Anyway, but guys, thank you so very much for tuning in to, of course, the breaking news episode of Luis Díaz is set to sign for Liverpool for, reported £37.5 million. It looks to be 12 million, 12.5 million in add-ons as well, which of course bumps up the price. But look, it seems to be a very, very, very good deal. And I think, look, he's one hell of a player anyway. But Doug, before we do leave, first of all, thank you for coming on, mate. And second of all, is the Díaz transfer up there one of the best transfers in Liverpool's history?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. I'll leave the link there, but yeah, that's Doug's link. Anyway, but yeah, like I did say, mate, thank you for coming on. Very much a pleasure as always. And Guy, well, I'll read out one or two comments. Cedric's in as well. Hi Connor. Hi Cedric. Please,
Hi Cedric.
Please go back and watch the entirety of the video. Jeannie says, I definitely believe we can beat City at the empty head. We'll win it, hopefully. Anyway, Mark's saying, how are you, Cedric? Anyway, but guys, if you're watching on repeat, please feel free to leave a like on the video. It's very much appreciated. Always, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell as well, because YouTube, they don't like sending out notifications for some reason. And, just do it anyway, because you'll get notified straight away when we post videos like this. Anyway, sorry, it would have been earlier to the breaking news, but I had to do stuff, so apologies for all that. But I think it's been okay. Anyway, but doing thumbs up, doing well late, I guess. Lol, we'll watch back. Brilliant, Cedric. Like I do say at every stream, please stay safe, because the world is a very dangerous place at the minute anyway. But of course, the breaking news is that Luis Díaz is set to join Liverpool from Porto for around £37.5 million anyway. But guys, when it is official and it is done, hopefully the weekend, of course, because there is only 3 days left of the transfer window itself, we will be live to bring you the news anyway and all the good details anyway. But from myself, from Doug anyway, we will see you hopefully next time with another episode. See you guys later. Ta-ra.